All right. That was a good one. Okay. Moving along. This one is actually an email write-in. We do encourage that you guys put them on ThreadTalk. But if you send us an email, we'll also read them too. So here we go.
We will, but they're harder to track. They're
harder for us to track.
It's like I've read a couple of them and I'm like, oh, this would be so good to put in the podcast, but then I like forget about them. So if you like want to ensure, or like there are higher chances that we will put them on the podcast if you put them in our subreddit.
Correct. All right. Am I the asshole? Me and my husband have been together 25 years and married for 20. Background. We are best friends and get along well majority of the time. My husband is a great provider and he is honest and faithful. Zero doubts there. The issue is that he controls everything. We both work and we have a joint account and he pays all the bills from our checks. I just feel like a little kid always having to ask to buy anything. Oh. He always gets mad that I don't want to keep my hair and nails done, but he's always complaining about money, so I don't feel like I can spend money. When I talk to him about it, he says he's not controlling the money. He just wants me to tell him when I'm spending money. But he doesn't feel he has to tell me when he's spending money. That's a major issue with him. He does things, but it's an issue when I do the same things. Like my husband loves to go down on me. He has been doing it for years, and one day he decided to eat the back as well, and I was uncomfortable with it and said that it didn't do anything for me. He got super upset and was like, well, I like doing that, so if I can't do it from the back, then I'm not going to do it from the front either.
Oh.
I felt that was very selfish to stop doing something that I enjoy just because I was uncomfortable with him doing the back. So I gave in and allowed him to eat both no matter how uncomfortable I was. Oh. Well, I made a statement about how would you like it if I was one of those girls that like to go down on the backside too, and you didn't like it. And I was like, well, I'm never giving head again since I can't do the backside. Mm-hmm. And he said that's different because men's butts shouldn't be touched and are off limits.
And women's butts should?
Another thing, we went to an event in our hometown and we paid for parking and we were a little early. So we were sitting in the car waiting for time to pass before we go into the event. He was touching me, saying how beautiful I was and going up my skirt and saying he wanted to eat me right there. I was thinking we were doing some harmless flirting and a little touching. I said, well, do it then. And he proceeded to try and eat me right there in the parking lot. I was a little nervous since there were people out and it was daylight out. People were walking back and forward, so I pushed him off and was saying no. He continued to try to reach under my skirt, and I really thought he was joking. I even said, let's go home and forget the event. And he was like, no, I want you right here. I continued to say no. He even tried to get me to give him head right in the front seat of the car. I said no because we were going to get caught. Well, he went off and said I was boring and I better not ever think about him being spontaneous again because he will not, and he will never try to flirt and touch me in public again. And it really hurt my feelings and it ruined the event for me. I fought to hold back tears the whole event. When we got back in the car, I didn't say anything and he said to me, "What are you mad for? I'm the one that should be mad. You used to be fun. Now you're just boring." I said I just didn't want anyone seeing us, and he said we sneak all the time. What about when we sneak off into the garage when the kids are home? I said that's different. We are locked in our garage versus sitting on a very busy public parking lot. He said that it's the same thing. I said as adults, we should be able to flirt with each other in the car and understand that this will not go that far. Mm-hmm. It's just some harmless touching and flirting. Okay. He said no, he's never touching me again like that. There are more situations like these, but this is already long, so I will stop here. I asked for a separation, and he is saying I'm wrong, and I always read too deep into stuff and overthink everything. My question is, am I overthinking this, or am I validated and walking away?
You are 100% valid, and you need to get away from this man. Why are there so many scary stories that we have today?
Well, those are the scary stories.
I know.
They're going to be coming across as the breakup and divorce worthy type.
I know. But it's like, you're scaring me. I don't know what you're capable of now.
Really pushy.
Yeah. I don't like that at all. And I think you should 100% leave him. He's very controlling of you financially, emotionally, physically. he's controlling in all the aspects.
It's wild though. They've been together for 25 years.
I forgot about that.
25 years they've been together, married for 20.
Oh my God. Is this something new? I feel like no. I feel like it's had to be this way forever. I mean, people do change, so like...
Yeah, and honestly, I feel like recently this dude probably got on some different type of porn that he's not usually used to watching, and it's new, and he's like, oh, I want that in my life.
Yeah.
I'm like, when your partner's not comfortable with that. And then, I feel like that's why it's important from the beginning to set, like, financial independence. But I think
100%.
It's a lot bigger with our generation than it was the generation before.
Yeah.
Like, we do all of our money together. Like, there's nothing to hide. We don't have a joint account. We're thinking that we might set one up.
We have a joint account.
We have a joint account. We pay all of our bills through a joint account, but we only put enough money in it to pay our bills. Mm-hmm. And the rest of our finances go into our own savings and separate. And we're thinking once we get married, we might join them and have both of our paychecks go into the joint account and kind of do things together. We each have our own Excel spreadsheets. Like, we sit down once a month. We sit down at least once a month and we record everything that we spend, goes in different categories. We can check it. We can go through all of that. We have all of that set up. So like,
yes, very transparent.
Yeah, very transparent.
And I don't know if it said, but does she work? They
both work and they have the joint bank account, but he pays all the bills.
They both work, but she needs his permission
to spend money. Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. Buy what you want.
I hope this is the sign that you need. And I'm sure everybody's going to agree in the comments 100%. Like, this is a no-brainer.
Yep.
That you need to put yourself first and you need to get out of that relationship.
Yeah, this reminds me of just talking about like the finances and stuff reminds me of that story from 18 with Kat about the emergency rainy day fund.
Yeah.
And it's like, that one was different because it was like, you didn't work. And you were literally stealing from your husband. Like, he didn't know that this money was going into a rainy day account.
Yes. I do think it's smart.
I do think it's smart because you never know what anybody is capable, especially with that like angry situation with the ones and stuff like that. But like, you have to make sure that your partner is okay with some of his money going into an account that's just for you. Yeah. If you do it without his knowledge, that is stealing.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. And especially with that story, it was more like he was struggling to make ends meet. And
he wanted to downsize. She wasn't letting him. He was struggling.
He was struggling to keep them afloat. Yeah. And she had the means to do so because of the secret fund, and she didn't want to.
Exactly.
That was totally different. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this one is appreciate the write-in. We thank you very much for letting us read your story on the show. You asked for a separation. I hope everything is going well with you. Yes. And
don't let him talk you out of it.
Yeah.
Because she said he doesn't agree with the separation. Don't.
You're not overthinking it, and you are valid.
100%.
Something's going on with him, and he's being pushy. 25 years is a lot of years, so I don't have that experience, and I don't just want to say cut and walk away.
No, but she's at a point where she feels like she wants a separation, so she can get past that.
But I just want to say that if the separation is what you want, I think you are valid. Yes. But if you reconsider, I don't think, maybe you can work things out, like, figure the financial. It's been 25 years. Okay. I'm just saying that you are valid in walking away, but if you decide that you don't want to walk away and you do want to fix things, I don't think it's too far gone for anything to be fixed, fixed.
Well, I think the only reason she would change her mind is if he convinces her not to. Yeah. Because she already made that decision by herself.
But if he's going to try and convince her and she is thinking of accepting, it needs to be, I can spend my money on what I want. Set boundaries. This is as it is. Fix your fucking sexual shit, because other than these like couple these are fixable issues. It's been 25 years. It's a lot to throw away. This is your partner. I feel like these are fixable issues. Definitely justified for walking away, but I feel like they're on more of the fixable. He's not like an angry person. He's not raging or anything like that. He's being being a little, not raging. He's being a little pushy. He's being very pushy, and he's being a
She
dick.
said no.
Yeah.
A bunch of times, and he still proceeded to do so.
Yes.
That's
pushy.
That's like, borderline rape.
Yeah, pushy, but I just mean like from the last story, I just mean it's not like anger issues. You know, he's not throwing coffee on her. He's not angry.
But I still don't.
I'm just saying it's justified to walk away, but if you feel like this is something that you want to work on, like that's 25 years is a long time. That's also like, you know, that's your choice. Don't feel like you can't.
Doesn't sound like she has that concern though.
Okay, then if you don't, you don't. That's all I'm trying to say. It's like, I'm not going to say like, walk away.
I am.
I'm saying you can feel justified. I'm not saying that like you absolutely have to.
No.
I'm just saying like I feel like this is a situation that can go both ways. It depends on what you want out of the situation, what she wants out of the situation.
And she wants a separation. She said that.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
All right, let's move along.
Okay.